goodness. Looks like I picked the wrong week. Wrong day. Oh, never mind. Remember that, though, from Airplane? Classic. Anyway, today I thought we'd take a quick look at the new PRS MT15. This is really a first impressions, really quick blow through. I had said 7 years ago when they came out with the first one, it was zero to mean and nothing in between. It was really great clean and then nothing, just, pure distortion on the other side. And I always said if they found a way to have something in between those two choices, I'd grab up another one and maybe get it. But anyway, so I had to follow through with that. Anyway, here's a real quick playthrough and first impressions, and I'll be back on the other side to share some interesting info about this, some observations I made in the whole marketing of this new amp. There's a real paper tearing sound in this clean. See if you can hear it. When you pull the treble out, it goes away. No paper tearing there, but when you put that in, it's very apparent. But it's not the cab or anything else because it all goes away when you pull the treble out. But that right there is a very good clean. I don't like it without the treble pulled out. So having that in is to me pointless. Let's go over here to the high gain. Pretty good squeal still on this model. Gain goes from nothing to a lot in just a little turn of the dial. Not much change after that. And it's a noisy booger. You can use a noise gate, of course, but I don't remember the original being that noisy. Anyway, we've got this lower clean now. A lot of volume drop. Pull this out. It's probably using half of each of the tubes in the gain stage. I don't know. And it's kind of pleasant. The bass drops out drastically. cool. It doesn't sound as good on lower volumes, but as the volume comes up on this channel, it sounds pretty good. But this is with the bass dime and the gain, well, it's dime to gain. It's just anemic, even with the bass dime compared to the other channel. But that channel is noisy, but you do get the bass back. And with the gain rolled all the way down, it's pretty much the equivalent of the high gain with the gain all the way down. Did I say that right? The high gain channel with the gain rolled almost off is about the same as the crunch channel with the gain up. I'm pegging my audio. Alright, and if we pull this out, bring that back up. So I think you can get the same sound by lowering the gain on the high channel. Okay. In fact, I think it's better. Still, just something drops out of that channel. But I mean, pretty cool. All right, I'm going to talk about it a little more. Welcome back. The only channel without mid-roll ads and where you get a sneak peek into somebody's creative process before they've ever finished what they're working on. But that's a cool jam. I dig it. Alright, so PRS 15 MKII. What is with the sleeper release of this thing? Did something happen between PRS and Mark Tremonti? I don't know. But in the past, when this was the original was released, there was huge fanfare. I mean, the demand for that amp was through the roof. Weeks, if not months, before it was actually released. Pre-orders through the roof. This time, you have a hard time finding any reviews about it on YouTube. And none of the big names, big channels, are presenting it. And in fact, GC only has 20 units available. What is that about? Anyway, I did make some notes. I'll scratch that one off since I just talked about it. Not super impressed, not super inspirational, but they're tone options. Let's just go through this. Tone options, neither one are switchable. Why not? Let's make some of that foot switchable. The clean boost without the treble boost being pulled, or without the boost on the clean channel, is not so good. It's got that paper tearing sound. It's much better with the boost pulled out, but and then, you know, why not switchable? But even if it's not switchable, that's a weird thing to have it so bad in one of the settings. With the boost pulled out, it's excellent, great clean, but without it, terrible. Crunch is pretty good, but anemic, and again, not foot switchable. Why not have that boost foot switchable. Right now, as it is, one button changes channels. Why not have a 2-button foot switch? Everybody else does, except Orange. But lots of other amp people have that. Why not make it foot switchable? If you're pulling a tonal deal, a knob, why not make it foot switchable? Except that when you pull that knob, if there's a huge volume difference or a huge gain difference, then I can see doing that. But Victory figured it out by having a balance feature where you could balance between the two channels, and then when you switched it, you could have one be a little more volume, have more volume if you wanted. So they figured it out. Anyway, the crunch is pretty good, but kind of anemic, and again, not foot switchable. When you pull that knob out and the gain goes to half, a lot of stuff goes to half, including the tone, and there's a huge volume difference. The other thing I noticed was that when you were on the high gain channel, if you turned the gain way down, it was pretty much the same thing as pulling the knob with the gain up. So if that's the case, in either way, because it's not foot switchable, in either situation, you still have to go to the amp to either turn the gain way down and adjust the master, or pull the knob and adjust the master. Either way, you're going to the amp. There isn't a different voicing, and the two are pretty much the same as I demonstrated in that video. Also, the distortion is really noisy. Now, I know with higher gain amps that there's going to be some noise. I've played enough to know that that's just expected. The inherent hiss goes up. There's more noise as the gain goes up. That's why we have noise gates. But in this particular amp, the noise was more than in others. And I don't remember the original being that noisy. So I don't get it. Why? Is it worse than the original? I don't know. But there's a lot of noise, more so than the EVH or a Marshall or whatever. Where's the fanfare? And why does GC only have 20 units out for sale? Did PRS decide this was a bummer of an amp after some pre-market analysis? I don't know. But it's weird. You remember Colin from Science of Loud? He's still around. The Science of Loud. That guy. Yeah. Great channel. Cool guy. But I remember when PRS came out with the first MT15, there was this awesome video on YouTube where they had, it was like the Holy Grail. They had found the golden chalice. There was a PRS MT15 available to play. They went through the music store, out the back door, down this dark alley, in this canvas kind of tinted off room that nobody else knew about it, and there was the PRS MT15, and Colin got in there and just thrashed on it, and everybody was excited, and it was like this super secret find. It was part of the fanfare, and it was really cool because holy shit, they found one, and it made you want to get one yourself because everybody was going nuts over this flippin' amp. So that was weird, but nothing now. I didn't even know it had been released, and I'm on the YouTube, and I'm on the Sweetwater site, the GC site, and I don't know how I figured out that it was available, but there was not the demand, the push like there was previously. Okay, we covered that. Not this time. So did PRS figure this was just going to be a dud? I don't know. Is it a dud? I don't know why you would get this if you already have the other. Even at $900, under $1,000. I think the best news regarding the release of this second version is that the original has dropped by $150, and I think the original is probably the best way to go. I don't remember it being that noisy on the gain channel. My biggest gripe with this amp was that it went from 0 to way too much in just a few taps of the gain knob. It was 0 to mean with nothing in between, and it's still that way unless you pull that out. But if you pull the gain knob out, the crunch you get is rather anemic, and you can still achieve the same thing by just turning that gain down and, feathering it very carefully. Okay, so anyway, that's it on the PRS MT15. Happy playing. We'll see you next time, if there is a next time.